Hello, good afternoon. Counter-terrorism police say they found traces of an explosion near Wolverhampton Central Mosque. Army bomb disposal experts were called in to search land in and around the building on Waterloo Road last night. Officers say debris and the seat of an explosion was found nearby on Five Ways roundabout. Nothing was discovered at the mosque itself, which has been reopened for worship. The whole area has now been declared safe.
The local community were took by a shock. We couldn't believe what they were telling us. Most of the people were thinking this is a joke. It's out of the blue, we just told that there's a device in the mosque, you have to evacuate right now.
We usually have very good community relations in Wolverhampton, and we have had that for a number of years now. And unfortunately, this will cause some alarm and disruption, obviously, for the Muslim community.
Well, 2 Ukrainian men have been questioned in connection with the explosion, as well as 2 other attacks on mosques in Walsall and Tipton. They're aged 22 and 25 and were arrested on suspicion of terror offences in Small Heath in Birmingham, where police searches have also been taking place today. The funeral of Keanu Williams, the toddler who was killed by his mother, Rebecca Shuttleworth, has been held in Birmingham. The 2-year-old was beaten to death in January 2011. Last month, Keanu's mother was jailed for a minimum of 18 years for his murder. Family members said they hadn't been able to grieve properly while the trial was ongoing. Birmingham's main city centre tunnels will close tonight for the next 6 weeks. It's so that major refurbishment work can be carried out. Some are predicting it'll cause traffic chaos. Our transport correspondent Keith Wilkinson joins us now. Keith, is it really going to be that bad?
Well, probably, although you can't tell at the moment, as we all know, that the tunnels can be absolute chaos, even during the slightest problem in rush hour. But this is expected, it is planned, and they're saying that it's better to be doing this all in one go rather than say at nights and weekends, and getting it out of the way. And this is a quieter period than normal.
It is essential maintenance works that we're carrying out. We're doing it at the quietest time of year. The 6-week school holidays, we know, have traffic levels about 15-20% lower than the rest of the time of the year. So we're doing it at the very best time of year.
So Keith, as good a time as any, I suppose, is the message. But what provisions have been put in place to make it easier for people to get around the city?
Well, there are going to be diversions, but really the advice is don't drive. Use the trains, use the metro and use buses. Now, buses are going to be given priority. Maybe good news for passengers if they get through, but not so good news perhaps for those who don't.
We've been working very closely with Amy, Birmingham City Council and Centro to devise some bus priority measures which should reduce the amount of or any delay that buses experience. So they'll be able to bypass the queues and provide a quick, reliable service right into the heart of the city centre.
Well, it all starts tonight at 10 p.m, total closure for 6 weeks. And guess what? It's all going to happen again the same time next year. 6 weeks, more tunnel closures.
Just to end on a happy note. Keith, thank you very much indeed. Well, meanwhile, rail passengers in the East Midlands are being told to get ready for 5 weeks of disruption once Nottingham train station closes tomorrow. It's part of a £100 million upgrade at the station. Rail replacement buses will be used to take passengers to East Midlands Parkway, where people can catch services to London and other destinations.
Nottingham will have a railway station, public transport infrastructure, the equal of anywhere in Europe. It really is something worth waiting for.
Well, next, a dog from Nuneaton has been saved by vets after swallowing 3 golf balls. Louise Powis, who owns Azar, started getting worried when he suddenly lost weight and became very ill. X-rays showed what the problem was, and the Doberman had surgery to take them out. His owner still doesn't know how they got there. Although I think we could probably hazard a guess, couldn't we? Surely. Time now for a look at the weather forecast. Here's Emma Jesson.
What's the weather like where we're going?
Sunny.
What about the long-range forecast?
Sunny. Hello there. Well, as anticipated, the weather is making the headlines. The hottest air has now transferred westwards, and so we are still on a level 3 heat health watch warning there. The 90% risk of reaching heatwave conditions. And I think today we may again hit 30 Celsius through some parts of the region. And as we head into next week, the hot weather continues, but there's more risk of a thundery shower here and there. Warm overnight, and then tomorrow, another fine day, more cloud from the east.
Flybe, sponsors of ITV Central Weather.
Suffering from hay fever? ITV Pollen Count is sponsored by Benadryl.
So in spite of there being a little bit more cloud around in the east tomorrow, our grass pollen counts will remain high over the next couple of days. That's the way it's looking. I'll see you later on. Bye-bye.
Still looking good, isn't it, really? Just time to update you really or look ahead to tonight's programme. In terms of all those travel disruptions to both Birmingham and Nottingham, our website is perhaps the first port of call. itv.com/central is where you go for that. All the rest of the day's news, of course, as well. And also on the programme tonight at 6 o'clock with me and Samina, we're going to take a look at some of the fashion summer clothing faux pas that a few of us have been making over the last few days. That's all at 6. We'll see you then. Goodbye for now.